the frequency in use. CQ 75 meters from W2GOR. Whiskey 2 Golf Oscar Romeo, W2GOR in New York, calling CQ 75. GOR.
Hi, Gordon.
Whiskey 2 Golf Oscar Radio, calling CQ and bye for a call.
Guess you're not duplexing tonight. W3 MMR.
He's inside, man. He can't hear you when he's talking.
Who can't hear me? The guy that just called CQ on AM?
Yeah, frequency's in use, OM.
Ah, okay. I asked a couple times. I didn't hear anything. Okay, sorry.
All right, well, buzz off. Try again another time.
Clark, Gordon?
Hey.
Hello, guys. Wow, well, hello to everybody right back. Okay, so you guys are real talkative.
This is the library net. Please just refrain from unnecessary talking.
Yeah, okay. The library net, huh? The library net. I was never good in libraries, Clark. Yeah, good evening to Gordon, if that's Gordon out there. I'm pretty sure I'm 40 over at Mike's. Guess nobody wants to say anything, so okay. Well, I guess I'll talk to you guys later.
See if we can get Gordon back on. He's great as a punching bag, and besides, I think I found out what his problem is. Actually, it's broken into chapters, and I'm sure he's very interested.
Okay.
Well, I'll save it for when he's back on frequency. N1 BCG. All right, sparkling Perrier, what's going on?
Oh, you're not mute? You actually can talk?
Well, the library net ended at 6:10, so we're good now.
Oh, well, you're like 60 seconds late. Well, no, you were talking before then. Hi. Nothing much, man. Just got off work. It's my Saturday night, so I'm here in the operating chair, ready to mix it up.
Well, you missed a whole lot of goings-ons on 3873 earlier tonight, but you know, it's like a party, which is like an all-night party. So people come in and go out, and there's like different rounds of guests that show up. So I guess you're like the second wave.
I knew I should have listened at work. I was going to turn it on, but I got distracted by work things. What do you call it? Well, hopefully people return for the second wave. If not, I'll just sit here and talk to myself or talk to you, whether you leave or not. Anyway, man, yeah, it's cold down here, dude. It's probably just as cold up there. Yeah, did you hear about this? It could be a possible storm next weekend or Sunday. This Sunday.
Oh, really? Yet another one?
Yeah. Yet another one.
Oh, oops, wait a minute. I'm so excited. Here we go. I think the turbine is just up to about the right speed. If I can get another couple hundred RPM out of it, I'd be all set.
What is it?
It's a turbine.
And it's up to 3890.
You know, someone else had mentioned that earlier. What the hell are you doing with that thing?
That's like a drone, man. The way it did kind of sound like a turbine, though.
Yes, hold on. Let me power this bad boy down here so I can like think again. It's very loud here.
Dude, I'm gonna send you an email. Wait till you see the waterfall shot of what it looked like when it's sped up. It looks like a globe on the waterfall.
Out. There you go. It's another version of the slop bucket eliminator.
Yeah, it looks like a globe on the waterfall. I had Mike's Web SDR go, whose waterfall is much slower than mine on the SDR here. So it saved it. It gave you enough time to open up the screenshot.
Well, that's weird. Why would his waterfall be slower?
Well, number one, it's larger, and I have the refresh rate of mine much faster. Let me see here. I have my frames to update every 33 milliseconds, every 2 frames, and I'm set at 60 frames per second right now. So it updates every 2 frames. So if I was running, I could run up to 144 frames per second on the waterfall and on the pan adapter if I had a monitor that would support that.
Hey, Gordon, where'd you go?
W3MMR.
Hurt factor is crazy on this frequency.
The what?
Are you testing one of your airplane engines on the air again, the ZHA?
Did you guess that?
Hey, Kev.
Hello, Perry. Hello, Clark, and all. Damn. Got a lot of click turn for some reason. WZHA singing howdy.
Howdy. Good signal, man. Great to hear you, as always. Bet it's probably pretty cold where you are as well.
Oh, I think it got all the way up to 20 today, maybe. It started off at 12. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it's same story here. Got up to 24 here, though. Let me check the high. It'll tell me the high right now. 26 was the high here today. Excuse me. What time was that at? That was at 6:16 p.m. No, now it's 6:16. I don't know. It's not telling me when the high was. Anyway, good to hear you, Kevin.
Good to hear you, Perry, and everybody. Sound good. A lot of good signals coming into Ho-Ho-Hio today. And I'm a Globe King, as usual. And not much else to report. Except that, what was that, Clark, running the hair dryer on the air there?
No, I'm doing experiments here, but holy cow, this thing throws a lot of soot off.
Oh, you're mobile in the Batmobile.
That's, I wonder what it is. It really is.
Well, what it is it seems to be stable. That's amazing. I can't believe I got this thing working.
What's it, a drone? What is it?
No, I'll send you a picture. And one BCG.
Roger. I sent you an email, too.
Captain, we can't push her any harder.
Yeah. I gotta get my truck fixed. I gotta put this transmission in my truck. Stop being procrastinating. Probably order it tomorrow, because I was watching some of some weather people I follow on YouTube who do long range forecasting, and it's all pretty much the same consensus for the next month or two. It could be a lot of cold, well, a lot of the same pattern. Like, it warms up a little bit to like the upper, low 40s, and it drops right back down again into the 20s during the day. So, and a lot of these Miller A type nor'easters. So, we shall see.
Sure. Think for cold day of the year.
Yup, sure is.
Let's just remember, fellas, that the equation for carbon, we account for 30 gigatons, and Mother Nature accounts for 750 gigatons. So, if Mother Nature decides to shift a little bit, we're gonna chill. She better clean up her act.
We're talking a little hurtful. How dare you?
Richie, is that you?
Hello, Perry.
Hey, Darryl, is that Richie out there?
That would be KC2 CWM.
Oh, there you go. Your audio sounded weird there for a minute. It's back up. Maybe you're off the mic or something. Hey, Richie, good evening. Thought I heard you. And Darryl, and got Kevin and Clark in here, man. Good group. What's going on? Big Sigs.
Now, if the wrecking ball were off the mic, everybody would breathe a sigh of relief.
Oh, and obviously Ted. And, it's, yeah, I can agree on the sigh of relief.
Yep, happy day Tuesday to all.
And let's talk about going to Mars. Anybody want to go to Mars?
That stuff's pretty cool. Tamitha Skov was talking about that the other day, the Mars rover and the weather on Mars, and that it's surprisingly close to, I guess, our, compared to other planets, to our, to what we got going on here.
Well, them women on Venus are about 900 degrees on the friendly scale. You want to go there?
Negative. No.
900 degrees is a little bit warm for me. I think I'll stick with Mars.
Yeah, but Mars is like a Turkish bath. It's all guys.
Wait a minute. They died 1 billion years ago. The advanced civilization percolated itself 1 billion years ago, so we got a clear shot.
It's time for the percolator.
Well, so they had liquid water about 500 million years before we did. They rose, they conquered, and then they self-destructed, and that's why the place looks like it does today. Make sure I got it. I heard the QSO last night with Timtron there talking about the Slimatron Clark. And nearly swore the gut. Didn't have the wherewithal to think about recording that. I should have. But maybe if you took the Slimatron substance, Pisceline or whatever he called it, and took it to Mars, you could create new life forms up there.
I think I have a recording of the Pisceline story on my YouTube channel, and it's like one of the videos with the most hits. on my YouTube channel. Yeah, man, that's a great story.
Did you get that from last night?
No, this was like last year.
Ah, last night's storytelling was just so perfect, though.
Wait, what time was it last night?
That's a good question. I think it was later because I remember being amazed at how late the band stayed good. It was like 8 or later. Is that possible? Were you capturing stuff then?
I gotta look. I'm going to look now.
Listening in.
This was. Let me go here. Was this on 73 or 85?
73.
I was on 85.
Oh.
But I went up. I didn't go up to 85 till later. I'm gonna have to listen to this.
No, Brett kept saying, "You're not welcome here, Tim."
Man, this noise. I gotta find this power line noise. It might be propagated, man, because it definitely seems a lot worse when it's in there at night.
Good luck. Stuff, it comes and goes as you walk along the power line.
Drives me crazy. It's exactly what it does. See, I don't have the equipment my dad's has. He has handheld Yagis and this really nice handheld Icon receiver. But so we got a better chance of finding it than I got with a frickin' Yaesu HT that does the aircraft band and a shortwave, a little handheld shortwave.
You don't want to hear what my solution is.
Oh, I do.
Get some double oak cable and get something powerful that will loft it up high enough. And then drape it over the high voltage line after it's been tied to ground, of course.
See, it's that carrier on 85. That carrier on 85 wasn't there. My noise blanker would knock it out, but the way this noise blanker is, if there's really strong signal adjacent, it basically the noise blanker does not do anything.
I'm crying. Get out the violins. I got about 5 of those every day to deal with.
I know. I've bought televisions for people. Come on, man. I've been through it too. But no, I know you're in the you got it pretty bad up there, man. So I should just knock on wood.
I call it Neutron Valley. This is K1. I wish I had about 40 kW. Transmitting from Neutron Valley.
Yeah, I know guys, man, who are running 40 kW in Center City. Well, not Center City, but I mean as close as you can get downtown Philadelphia. And these guys are running stupid power. I know a guy, his 8-element Yagi goes across almost 2 houses, 2 other row homes. And he's running a pair of 3000s, man. Yeah, I don't know how these guys get away with it.
No, you get the Russian submarine transmitter that has 10 in parallel, 2500s. So that's 25 kilowatts of dissipation. And then whatever is causing the interference will be so energized it will melt, and it will no longer cause a problem.
Yeah. It'll melt.
Yeah, it's a Russian submarine. They put them on the submarines, the flame transmitters. That's what they call them, the flame.
Into the shack wall like Hiroshima victim.
No, it's just a Russian submarine radio transmitter. The cables on one of those Russian submarines are the size of your arm.
How, do you know the designation?
A what?
the name of it, or is it just Russian submarine transmitter?
The flame, F-L-A-M-E, flame. That's all I know. And I could look up what the Russian word for flame is. But it's 10 4CX 2500s in parallel. So that's 10,000 watts of no, wait a minute, 25,000 watts of dissipation. So it can definitely put out some snuff. Is this thing working?
Yeah, it's working. I'm trying to find this transmitter. I found one where it had 6 of the 2500s in parallel, but this is a U.S. Military thing.
Well, that's close enough. I mean, U.S., Russian will probably be half the price for twice the tube, but so what? The tubes are cheap. That's the main thing. The replacement cost for the tubes is short money. You know, you're not talking about some of these gourmet tubes that everybody's using in their amplifiers and the ham bands.
Yeah, this is a Collins transmitter. It was at the Pentagon. And a pair of 400s were used to drive a pair of 3CX 2500s at 10 kilowatts. And that was for that 10 kilowatt driver. Collins S-Line 30S1 1 kilowatt amplifier was used to drive that, and a 10 kilowatt amp drove 6 3CX 2500s and grounded grid for 50 kilowatts out.
The Pentotagon.
How cool is that, man? It had an S-Line and a 30S1 at the Pentagon.
That's a lot of power.
Yeah, but those 3CX 2500s, I'll bet they're not as cheap as the GU-78s that the Ruskies have.
Yeah, those Russian tubes are pretty good, man, and they're definitely a lot cheaper.
And if you're gonna, it could be part of an RF beam weapon.
Well, yeah, it's a weapon. Of course it is. We're dealing with a war situation here, in case you haven't noticed.
CC2, CW, what's the dinner, boys? I was just listening here. I'll check in later.
All right, Richie, we'll catch you later, man. Good hearing you as always. 7-3, W3MMR.
I was up on 40 meters, and there was either it was a broadcaster or some clown from 7230 to 7240. Solid interference. And you know, a nice dose of 40 kilowatts would have taken care of this.
Was that me and my turbine?
No, it was really sharp. It was definitely a broadcaster force. At a high end look, the cutoff on the fish line was really sharp. 7230 is a cloud. You know the cloud kind of thing that you see on the fish finder? Some kind of digital, I think it's a DRM kind of format, but I don't know. You know, and then a 7240 cuts right off.
Clark, is your turbine powered on the new biofuel?
Yes, I was so inspired by the discussion of the Slimatron. I decided to build one today, and I figured, well, what's the point of generating pissolene if there's nothing that can consume it? So I put together this special turbine that runs on piscine generated by a slimatron. Tim would be proud.
Well, he sent me some in the mail, and I decided I'd try it in my fuel, but I thought better of it and I'll try it in the rototiller first, in case there's any unknown side effects.
Tim sent you piscine? Wow, that went through the Postal Service? That's risky.
You just have to package it correctly.
They're like everybody else, they're running half staff.
W3MMR. I got everything. I got every filter imaginable on at the moment. Ted, you use those. Do you have multiple loops in different directions, or you just have one pointed basically north-south? All right, W3MMR, standing by.
W3MMR, how copy, N8ZBA?
Was that N8ZBA as in Zulu?
Roger, November 8 Zulu, Bravo Alpha.
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I got a good copy on you. N8ZB. Let me get you in the log here. Yeah, good evening. Name's Perry. Here in southeast Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. Good evening, Dan. You're out in Michigan, right?
Hey, Roger. Yeah, I stumbled across your live feed on Facebook, and I figured I would fire up some of the gear and put out a little bit of a signal over.
Oh, cool, man. Oh, you're definitely giving me a good signal. I got a decent amount of noise in here tonight, so I apologize, but yeah, you're a good 30 over almost, 25 over. Great signal from Michigan, man. It's a good shot. Band's in good shape, because I'm hearing the guys up close in New England and hearing you just as strong.
Oh, yeah, you're sounding real good also. About 10 to 15 over. So we're doing a fine business job into the thumb. I'm about 55 miles straight north of Detroit, right here at the bottom of the thumb.
Oh, man, it's cold out there. Jesus. Yeah, good deal. Yeah, I was actually checking out the weather map earlier, and you guys were, about as cold as it's getting, so. Yeah, well, good deal, man. Yeah, great signal tonight. I guess you, I guess you're in the group there on Facebook. Good deal, man. Yeah, there's always a good group in here on the evenings, whether it be 73, 85, or somewhere in between. Do you get on 160 at all?
Oh yeah. I try to get out there around 1880 and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, I've probably heard you there, because I get a bunch of good signals on 1880. When the band starts stretching out a little bit, and you guys come in real well from the Midwest. I'm only running a 125-foot inverted V, 600 ohm open wire fed. I run that on 160, so it's a little short, obviously, but it works, and I can hear. If you got a strap and enough signal, I should hear you no problem.
Oh yeah, just getting out there is the name of the game. Getting anything up and tuned and radiating, trying to get any kind of signal out. Well, you're sounding good here. I'm assuming you're on that antenna. Right now I'm working a inverted V about 40 feet. the apex hanging off my tower. Coax fed. The radio I'm currently using is a Flex 6500 homebrew amplifier with a 3CX3000 in it. But when we get on 160, we've got a 160 meter full wave loop. We actually have two of them, but the one that we use quite often is the one in the front yard. Back over to W3MMR, NA to ZBA.
Oh, nice. W3MMR. That's a hell of a lash up. Good deal. If I had the room, I'd have an assortment of antennas, I'm sure, but I live in the city here, so unfortunately pretty limited, and lucky to really have up what I have and get out the way I do. I have a 70-foot cedar tree that's right smack dab in the middle of my property. I'm the only one on my block that has a side yard. Everybody else is in row homes, and with just small backyards. So I lucked out. So and I have a bunch of ground. I have a good ground system out there, a good ground radio system underneath the antenna, because I used to short the feeders here at my homebrew balanced Dell network tuner, but the noise was just atrocious here. The signal to noise ratio was terrible. I got out fine, but I couldn't hear anybody. So I just kept running it as a short dipole, or short doublet, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm running my Apache Labs Anon 200D SDR, driving my Ameritron AL80B at about 150 watts or something, 160 watts or so. So just having a good evening. It's my Saturday night here, man. So I'm looking to enjoy it. N8ZBA W3MMR.
Hey, Roger on a Saturday night, man. I know all about that. Gotta enjoy it when you can. 200D sounds good, and okay on the ground radio system is real important. All right, I won't hold it. I just wanted to jump in here. Like I said, I stumbled across the live feed on Facebook and seen the frequency. Figured I'd fire up the rig and see if I could get a copy, and there you were. Big old signal sounding good, so there was no way I couldn't jump in and say hello. I'll let you get. I'm going to get out of here. I'll let you get back to it. And I'll try to pop in sometime and say hello. And if you hear me on 160, I'll pop in and say hello sometime. So 73 for now, I will listen out. W3MMR, NA to ZBA.
Yeah, real good, Dan. Well, pleasure to meet you, man. Thanks for jumping in and saying hi. And I look forward to chatting again. And again, great signal. Flex sounds great. And hope to hear you soon. Yeah, if I hear you on 160, I'll definitely jump in and say hi. N8ZBA 73 from W3MMR. Hey Clark, how's the Pissoline turbine coming along?
I actually just sent you the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There it is. I just got the email. Whoa. Look at that thing.
I used to hear that a lot in college. Good times.
How you feeling? You feeling any better?
Oh, yeah. No, I would have invited you to my pity party otherwise.
You got the Covfefe?
No. No.
It's the winter, folks. I just had a cold.
Lock him down. Lock him down. Beep, beep, beep.
That's fine. That's why I stay inside and play with turbines, K-Man.
Kimmo.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a wrecking ball. I'm thinking about the children's band.
He's just sorry.
It's the Batmobile.
Yeah. Nobody could compete with a J79.
Yeah, the turbine engine never really took off in automotive. It's like the Wankel. Although I'm a little sad about the Wankel because I always want to say, geez, I got to fix my Wankel.
Well, you know why? Burns a shitload of fuel sitting in a stoplight.
Did it really?
Besides, cars don't need a lot of horsepower.
And, not as efficient as you would think, even though it's spinning. It doesn't work as well as pistons, unfortunately.
Amen. K1QAR for license preservation. This thing is working.
WZAJ for full transparency and compliance.
Okay, Wankel's the same thing as a rotary engine. Duh.
Yeah, but who wants to say rotary?
Yeah, I guess Wankel, spelled. Yeah.
My brother had an RX-7 a long time ago that had the Wankel engine in it. It was pretty cool. I kind of miss that car.
What was wrong with the Wankel?
Not fuel efficient. Not very fuel efficient, basically.
Yeah, not fuel efficient's the kiss of death.
Kind of like, two-strokes aren't going to make a comeback, I don't think, anytime soon.
Hey, I got 2 outboard engines that are doing just fine, but thanks.
Yeah. Petroleum prices are up. That's to say the least.
That's right. They're still used quite heavily in marine. I forgot about that.
That's right. I keep my costs down. I don't take pure gas. I take gas plus oil.
Gasoline.
We just had to order oil for the shop today. My God. Talking about going up in price.
See what happened to copper today?
No.
Up 3% on the day.
You better be on your porch with a firearm.
Hey, where'd my coax go?
Can you imagine, like, going out in the morning and your antenna's cut down?
Yeah, ask Charlie about that. Except you'd find a naked woman at the bottom of it.
Man, I can't believe I missed that.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Charlie, sorry about the noise. Charlie, XZW, was telling me quite dryly in the story a couple months back about how he looked outside and he saw this naked woman who had emerged from the river next to his house and sauntered over to the big black coax streaming down the side of his house and started to give it a big tug. And anyway, he went out there to confront her about it, and then she sauntered over to this park bench by the side of the river and just sat her chalk white buns right down there. So knowing that no one's going to believe this story, he ran in, got a camera, and went back outside. And she turned around and faced the camera and goes, yeah, I got to take a picture. And she said, I don't care, go ahead. So he did. God, I wanted to post that story and that picture on a QRZ thread. Can you imagine that? Naked woman tugs on amateur radio ops coax. Read below for details and pictures.
Steven, while you're talking or something, K2STP, how you doing, guys?
Oh, that's my turbo manscaper. Sorry about being very personal.
Sounds like an electric razor.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, Perry, how are you?
I'm doing, man. I'm doing.
Hell, attaboy. I'm having a good year already. What is it, the 11th? Woo!
Yeah! You and me both, man. It's gonna be a good year, I can feel it.
Absolutely, I'm all over 2022, man. It's the best year of my life already, and we're 11 days in, and we got a long road to go.
See? Positive attitude. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, in aviation, that means a steep incline.
Sound like you have a cold. You got a cold going, Clark?
Yeah, well, it is the winter, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Everyone's got a cold. I had a cold for a week last week. Everyone's like, I got COVID. I don't got COVID. Relax.
Oh, you don't play along well, do you?
Nope, I don't like playing along, man. I ain't playing along. It's 2022. Everyone's looking forward.
That's right. Why isn't this working? What in...
No mean tweets and just sunshine and lollipops.
There you go. Hey, I got a question for all you guys. Maybe someone knows. I'm looking at, I need a desk mic. I want one of the ICOM desktops. They have an SM30 and an SM50. The 50 is a dynamic, not really made for my radio, but it'll work. The SM30 is a little bit smaller and cheaper, and from what I understand, they both sound good. But what I'm worried about is the length of the gooseneck. Somebody told me they're both very short. You guys ever seen these things in person?
Yeah, I saw one, I think at HRO the other day when I was there. And the logo was pretty short. They're not long.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to be like leaning over to get to a mic. I want a nice long one. So I guess then the gooseneck.
Yeah, right.
Buy a longer gooseneck, but I had to buy one ready to go, man.
Yeah, you might have to make this. You might have to make it on your own there.
Yeah, I might have to do that. I had one of those Heel PR 781s or 281 or 287. I don't know what the heck it is. One of those gold, beautiful heels. And the thing sounds terrible. I don't know why people like those microphones. The thing's horrible.
104.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with a D10 forward.
I have a D104 that I modified. It's now in ICOM D104 Silver Eagle. I made it out myself. That thing works really nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I put 5 electrets into it, mounted it in the head. I bypassed the amp in the bass, and thing sounds fantastic now.
Nice.
The D104 Silver Eagle, soaring above the rest in audio quality and price.
Yeah, there you go.
Got a little crossed up there. I'm gonna go buy me a Wanko tomorrow.
What's a Wanko?
A Wankel, a rotary engine. We were talking about Wankels a little bit ago. That's a funny name, Wankel. I might order a pizza. I'm in the mood for a pizza.
Is that the rotary engine that used to be in the, what was it, 280Z or Z280, whatever that old cool car was?
Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I love those cars. I know nothing about how they performed or anything, but they were just cool looking. I remember as a kid, those were one of my favorite cars.
No, they were in the Mazdas, the Mazda RX-7. My brother had a 79. It was cool.
Yeah, they were cool, but how did those motors work? Were they? I would imagine they were a pain in the neck to work on.
Yeah, he didn't hang on to it long enough to need any work, but yeah, they do have some issues. You don't have a lot of stuff that you would have on a piston engine. I don't think you have. You're not going to have enough camshaft. A lot of those parts aren't in a Wankel, but the way that rotor is shaped is not real efficient, as you might think it would be.
That's an interesting topic. How the heck how do the valves work on that thing? I mean, yeah, how the heck does that thing work?
I don't know, but the guy that invented the Wankel, his name was Wankel, German guy, and he wasn't even an engineer. He was sort of like a backyard mechanic or something.
Sounds like he was down in the basement wanking.
All right, I'm gonna go in the other room and order a pizza. I'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna take a break, let this stream roll on, and we'll catch you guys in a little while. If you're oh yeah, there was a frickin' helicopter crash a couple 2 towns up from me today, on Upper Darby. They it was a medical helicopter that had an infant on board, but nobody was killed. I guess 4 injuries there. But yeah, man, that's what's going on in Philly today.
They should not let infants fly helicopters.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that pizza. I'll give you my order: black olives, spinach, garlic, and anchovies.
I've never been on one of these QSOs with Perry where food wasn't mentioned at some point.
That's true, isn't it? That's probably pretty true. If I was to go back, I would probably see that trend.
Anchovies.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, I usually am getting off. I get on right after I get home from work, and or in the evening right before I eat. So I usually go in to eat every time I get off the radio.
Well, I've witnessed your diet, Perry, and we'll have to talk offline about getting you onto a healthier program. WZHA.
Yeah, I know. You and my dad have been... Well, my dad... You could join the club with my dad.
Then again, the famous runner died of a heart attack. So there you go.
You know, it's funny. Everyone says they're putting weight on the pandemic. I'm losing weight, which is good. And so I'm cooking at home, cooking my own stuff. The food's better. Probably save $30,000 a year at least, if not more. And you eat better, more good stuff.
Yeah, think of the radio equipment you can buy with all that extra dough. Oh, wait a minute, inflation. Never mind.
Well, the positivity rate went to 40% in Worcester, Massachusetts, so I decided no more martinis and burgers at the restaurant.
Yeah, you know what drives me nuts is the $12 and $15 drink prices are ridiculous. Drives me nuts.
Oh, they're $8 in Fairhaven. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in there.
Well, I'm on South Shore, Long Island. I go out, I'm only a town or two over from the Hampton. I can go to Southampton and get a glass of wine for $42.
Well, South Boston's a whole different story. That's gentrified.
I walked in this one bar a couple of years ago. I always tell the story. I'm with another couple. My wife doesn't drink. I drink, and the other two people drink. So the two couples, I go up to the bar. What do you guys want? Two of them wanted a glass of wine. My wife wanted a glass of water, and I got a beer. So 2 glasses of wine, a glass of water, and a beer. The guy delivers it. I hand him a $100 bill. He goes to the cash register and comes back and puts $3 on the bar. So I'm looking at him. I go, I gave you $100. He said, yeah, I know. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I think you learned your lesson.
Yeah, it turns out it's a that was actually out on Nantucket, Nantucket, and Oprah Winfrey apparently either owns the bar or she knows the owner. Something's going on, but it was just ridiculous.
People at the tables pay double.
Yeah, so I'm mixing my own. A nice G&T here going right now.
Well, yeah, you can do that, but you just sit at the bar, and of course, at places like Nantucket or Block Island, you sit at the bar.
There once was a man from Nantucket who spent his life eating from a bucket.
QAR, and I guess I correct another QSO.
QAR, go right ahead.
Say what? Anyway, my apologies all around.
No need to apologize for what?
Say what? I'm having a hard time copying you. You're a little bit on the weak side at the moment.
The band is a little bit choppy, I'm noticing.
No fooling.
WZHA to N1BCG. N1BCG, come in.
Can I take a message?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to let you know I'm going to Texas next week, so while I'm down there, you want me to give the Texas traffic net a piece of my mind?
Yes, if you could ask them what the deal is. And then maybe when they decide to get on 3873, when the frequency is in use, remind them.
We're sorry. The number you have dialed, 3873, is not in service. Please check the number and dial again. Thank you.
That was easy.
You need one of them Russian submarine transmitters that teach them the lesson that they need to learn, which is power.
How about they're not nearly as tall and broad-shouldered in person as they are on the radio?
Honest to God, if one of those things comes for sale, I might actually buy the thing.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday night on 387.
Perfect double. Say again, both of you.
So he was trying to encourage you.
Clark, you got a spectrum scope going right now?
I have the word spectrum scope. Is my signal not perfect?
I'm sorry. Say that again, Perry. You got doubled with head.
Yeah, but guess who's strapped too?
Decorum be damned. Everybody talking once.
I look better in strapless dresses.
God. That's like looking at Brentina in the tutu.
Is that on his QRZ page?
I don't know where it is, but I remember seeing a picture of Brentina in a tutu, and man, I completely fell onto the floor laughing.
Yeah, the Rod Stewart song "You Wear It Well" comes to mind.
What, the dress made of coax?
Boy, this hum from the power line. You know, when it gets cold, the power lines get overloaded because everybody's got heat pumps here in Newfoundland, Massachusetts.
That's right, Kevin. The dress made out of coax from the French designer Beldan.
Oh.
Yep. A new twist on the thong, so to speak.
Wait a minute, but the dress was white.
RJ6 comes in white.
That limited edition French coax. A1 QAR.
K2 STP.
That stands for Sirius Television?
K2STP was heard in Ohio, just saying. WZAJ.
What was in Ohio?
W2STP heard in Ohio. WZAJ in Ohio. Over.
WZAJ in Ohio.
Yeah, that's right. Sounding good.
Wait a minute, WVAJ?
Oh.
Ayat, as they say in Ireland.
No more questions, Your Honor.
I have no further use for this witness.
Yeah, we can dispense with this witness.
Oh, God.
I'm going to go dispense with some Pisceline, but I'll be back.
I'm actually trying to find the... Oh, I found it. How about that for all you have to do is will it? All right, Perry, I don't know if you're still on frequency, but I'm sending you a picture that's been talked about a lot.
Is that the picture of somebody naked you were talking about somewhere? What was it? Oh, Charlie, I think some.
Yes.
What was that story? I caught the tail end of that. I missed it.
Well, one day... Hold on a second. Let me see when this picture was taken. Oh, no, that was the day that he sent it to me, so that's not the date that it was taken. Charlie saw a woman wearing nothing standing outside his house, tugging on his coax.
What was the purpose of that?
She just felt like it was a thing to do at the time. So, and then after that, she sauntered over to this bench that's by the side of the river, on the side of his property, and she just sat there. And Charlie ran in, got his camera, and took a picture of her. And then she turned around to face the camera when he took the picture.
Well, ain't that something? You know what? You live long enough, you see it all.
Well, in that picture, you sure do.
I gotta see this.
Yep, the coax lady. This apparently he also added some detail to the story, but it's all true, of course. I have photographic evidence that she had emerged from the river, and the problem is that the whole bank of the river was filled with goose crap. So he noticed that. The first thing that he noticed about her, actually, is that from her knees down were just covered in goose crap. I actually was a little surprised that was the first thing he noticed, but that's Charlie.
So, just for future reference, what kind of coax was he using?
I believe it was the big, thick black one.
Can't make this stuff up.
Well, RG8 or LMR 400, it's like that.
Yeah, but I'd like to know exactly which one, if it's maybe it has some kind of attractive properties to it.
Well, you mean the pheromone-coated coax? Yeah, you can get that from HRO.
This picture really exists, I take it.
Yeah, and for those of you who are interested, order the Belden RG8/U/P, the P for the pheromones.
Okay, the U/E, got it.
Okay, so I guess the Ultraflex you don't want.
No, I assumed it was hardline, but he said it was just normal floppy old coax.
Then again, maybe the Ultraflex might be a benefit. Who knows?
Well, now let me see, Clark. So we need to describe this individual in a little more detail. What color was her hair?
Oh, I can just go look in the picture. This long, dark brown, straight hair. You know, if that ever happened to me, some chick starts tugging on my coax outside, I open the window and say, "Hey, knock it off. You keep tugging on that thing, it's going to turn into hardline."
So what color were her eyes?
Oh, I don't know. The picture doesn't have that kind of resolution. Sorry.
Oh, okay. How about her nails? Were her nails painted?
You horny toads doubled. What was the question, Kevin?
Did she have fingernail polish on or just plain?
What, are we filing a police report? I don't know. I can't. I don't know these. You know what? I have an idea. Tomorrow, when there's no ban conditions between Ohio and the Northeast, and early on when when Charlie's on, you can ask him directly.
Okay, but just one more question. Any cellulite visible?
Good Lord, no.
I mean, I'm just trying to find have a accurate mental picture.
You're married, right?
Yes, but who wants to know?
No, just thought I'd throw that out there like a call sign. N1BCG.
WZHA. What about jewelry? Any jewelry?
Here they are.
Again, I am so, bereft that I can't post this on QRZ. I promised I wouldn't, and I won't. But can you imagine that? Can you imagine a thread on QRZ about this story with pictures? That would be epic.
Don't they have a coax section?
All right, I heard I heard a reasonable idea, just edit out. Now, the problem is you can't even edit out the reasonable parts. You have to edit out her face, too, because it's just a long story.
Oh, well, the web guys, they don't want to get in trouble with the phone.
Yeah, it's remotely the reason, but it's fine. It's but it's a perfectly good story for on the air. Oh, but oh boy, would it be great on QRZ. I'm just making myself crazy. Sorry.
It would just seem as a desperate way to try to get younger people to the hobby.
Or users of crystal meth.
I think we have plenty of those already.
Oh, yeah, they're on the official meth frequency, 7,200.
Hey, I listened to that today. It's pretty uninspiring.
Yes, it was. I heard it today also. We probably weren't listening at the same time, but unfortunately, more often than not, it's uninteresting. But I have, in the past week and a half, I've heard it rocking. There have been some amazingly great sessions on there, so I keep my enthusiasm maintained.
Yeah, I'm going to go down there and ingratiate myself with that group so that I could be their cult leader.
Oh, you're going to be there like Bhagwan, huh?
Yep. What flavored Kool-Aid do you like? I'll mix some up for you.
Oh, who mentioned WW2WW?
I did. I mean, that's what I heard when I was there, but it was just totally normal.
No, that was not him. That was a recording.
Oh, I got fooled again.
Yeah, you and the Who, and also the dog. What's his call sign? W4DK, something like that. He's on there as well.
Catch the dog. Maybe propagation was his favorite.
No, not today. I'm saying in general he's been making a reappearance on there. And I heard a real dust-up between him and a bunch of other guys where everybody was in rare form. And then, when I really wished I had the recorders going, God, I wish I had the recorders going. In the middle of all that chaos, there's this lull in the insanity, just long enough for Dog to say, "You're a bad ham." God, and I nearly made myself incontinent, but I did not get a recording of it, and I lament that.
But I did hear it first today on that frequency, so it was worthwhile.
Every time I go down there, I don't hear anything noteworthy.
All right, well, we'll start like a push notification system, like an alert system. I'll send a notice out to everybody when 7200 is good. I mean, I'll tell you what, during the week, not as guaranteed, but I would say on Saturday or Sunday afternoons, like somewhere maybe between 1 and 5, Saturdays and Sundays, yeah, that tends to be the most likely time for fun.
Well, that would be a good idea to capture, one of Timtron's stories. That stuff needs to be captured for posterity.
Well, I did hear for the very first time today in, Tuesday afternoon hiatus from really good stuff. The Morse code boys were in there, and they sent the F-bomb in Morse code, which I've always found to be an exceptionally rhythmic rendition when it's put into Morse code.
So not just did-it-ah, but like the whole thing?
The whole thing. And it is rhythmic. It's probably one of the more rhythmic words in the entire lexicon.
I will be lying awake tonight thinking of that set to music. Thanks.
understand. So I caught a real diamond in the rough there just by listening, because I was doing the PTO in this 390A. I had to do the endpoints. So if we're going to do the endpoints, where are we going to do the endpoints? We're going to do somewhere interesting, which is in the middle of the day, 7,200.
Now I'm just imagining that thing being played out on like a Wurlitzer. Wow.
Crystal calibrator, so I could get those endpoints shrunk into within 100 cycles, end to end. And meanwhile, I'm flipping back and forth. Oh, look at that! They're sending Morse code on 7,200. Wonder what they're saying.
This double brought to you by Nabisco.
I say what?
We pause for station identification.
WCHA.
Someone wants to identify? Identify. Send your phone. Operators are standing by. Remedy, is this thing working? Am I glad I'm not a cop?
All right, good conversation.
This is K1 Kiliar, 20 minutes past midnight.
At the tone, 0 hours, 20 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. My clock is 5 minutes and 45 seconds past.
Okay, we need a topic. This is getting a bit tedious, I must say. And I'm not helping the situation.
This is ridiculous. I just realized that I have gone through the entire Christmas gift bottle of Bailey's in one day. That's horrible.
Well, I just killed off a half gallon of vodka today, so don't feel bad.
Well, I do, because I thought that was going to last a while. You know, it's like a Christmas gift, and I waited, 2 weeks? You know, to drag it out, savor it, and it's gone in one day? Ugh.
I hope that wasn't a Christmas gift from Tim, because it might have been, well, you know.
No, I surely would have noticed the moment the cap came off. No, it was really Bailey's, and not even Cask and Cream, which would have been half the price and almost just as good. No, it was Bailey's. I always know I'm going to get it. I can always tell that one, kind of vertical-ish gift that's under the tree with my name on it. That's one of my favorites. But unfortunately, this year, the gift got burned through in one sitting. Yikes. I cannot tell my cousin that. She'd freak.
Well, you've got three choices. You've got Bailey's, Cask and Cream, and Pissoline.
See, now that could easily have been either Kevin, Timtron, or Gordon.
Pissoline. Forever. Well, I got a gift from my daughter who came back from Mexico City. Nice bottle of tequila. And I have to be proud of the fact that half of it's still left. This is K1 QAR.
Look at that. head.
It's amazing that the Canadians and the Kansas City and the Ohio and the Illinois Mafia haven't taken over frequency yet.
The ether gods are with us.
Propagation gods, I thank you. Maybe I should set fire to one of the KWM2s as a offering to the propagation gods.
Oh, a sacrifice?
Absolutely.
Worked 300 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, maybe these guys had something on the ball when they were sacrificing stuff to the gods. Maybe they actually got things done.
Yeah, but why did they have to sacrifice their virgins? You know, they could have come up with. Why did they just sacrifice some old shriveled old guy?
I know. You're going to have to ask them. But, you know, thousands of years of wisdom can't be scoffed at. They might know something that we in our modern hubris, so-called civilization, don't understand.
Well, I have heard that the sunspot cycle is predicted to, what is the number? Solar flux or whatever. It's supposed to be 131 in a couple of days, so we might have some big DX openings coming at us.
Hang on, let me check the 11-meter sunspot situation.
Right now, Ted is listening to some guy calling Skipland on Channel 6.
I always wanted to visit Skipland, but I never seemed to find it on the map. Whoops, sorry about that. WZAJ. Wow. Steve, K0SF is really pounding in up there above us.
Who is?
With my KWM.
Steve, K0SF, W3MMR.
I think he's on 85, Perry.
80. 80. He's, let me see.
They have an electric wave 664.
He's, you and him are about the same signal strength, Kevin.
Whoa, thank you. Making me blush.
You're stronger than him now. At that time, he's a lot farther away than you, though. He's probably almost double the distance.
Okay, no, I'm not blushing anymore. But you're knocking the pissoline out of my S-meter, Perry.
Well, you just hit almost 40 over. I mean, that's I guess my point with that was, you're, I guess, more local to him. Man, you hear the damn television in the other room? Jesus, I got that loud. You know what I mean? So it's like, Clark is, 40 over solid, and you're about 30 to 40 over. So I guess it's more maybe a local thing. I don't know. I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about.
And nothing happening in 10 meters.
Okay, well, let us know if something does. Yeah, Perry, what do you have, the TV on the cat watching the TV in the other room?
Well, I'm making dinner, so I had it cranked up. And I was walking by the radio, and when Clark asked who you said was strong, so I chimed in. But I'm going to have to get my fish fillets out of the oven soon.
I thought you were making pizza. What happened, Perry?
Fish fillet?
Yeah, these Gorton, the Gorton's fish fillets thing. I got really like fillets, but you know what I mean. I don't know. I didn't feel like it's too cold to drive up to get a pizza and order it and all that stuff. I didn't feel like spending money either, to be honest. So I went down to the deli on the corner and got a couple cans of soda and a couple of tasty cakes.
A1 QAR.
W3MMR, go and attend to my fish. We'll be back.
K2STP.
WA3VJB. Good evening.
Wow, and there's Paul. Good evening.
Great signal.
Hey, Clark, Perry. Don't know who else is in here. Yeah, band's in good shape tonight. Happy New Year, everyone.
And Happy New Year to you. And by the way, thanks for the referral. I got a very nice, inviting email from some folks across the pond to participate in to basically do a presentation for them, and they had mentioned that you had referred me. So I was I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, they're a great bunch of guys. I did one, I think, October? Was it? Yeah, I think it was October. And they've got about, I guess, 24 members in their group. We did a Zoom call, and I think they're about maybe 10 years behind us politically, as far as the placement of AM in this part of the hobby and that sort of thing. But they're just as enthusiastic. It's great to feel. And so I named a couple of things that we had done, mostly the portable operations at AM festival stations and the one out at the lighthouse and the one to Dobbins Island. They just ate it up. It was great. So knowing you're a raconteur and had some good material to share with them, I thought you'd probably rise to the occasion. Glad you accepted if you did.
I did. I have to set a date. They gave me a choice of several. I need to get back to them on that. The interesting thing about it is he started off his introduction explaining about how his group is very pro-AM mode, and it was great, some of the things that he was talking about. It's like, wow, every blaze starts with a small bit of kindling there, and it sounds like they've got that started. So I would totally encourage it. And then it evolved from that introduction to, well, we'd like you to talk about the 1921 transatlantic test. So I wrote him back and I said, well, I'm really grateful for you to think of me with something like this, and I'd be more than happy to. It just came off of the 100th anniversary of it, so I've got lots of great information. I'm not sure how that fits into your AM group, though. So are we a good fit, or is this like an exception? And he said, oh, no, this is like something different and stuff like that, but, we hear you do AM stuff also. I said, well, you've got the AM rally coming up. I can talk about that also. And they said that would be a double plus. So it's going to be a heck of a presentation, I guess.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't realize how quickly you would or wouldn't be able to fit into their schedule. I thought it would time closely with the actual 100th anniversary. And even if it didn't, you'd have time afterward, to kind of summarize what had gone on. Well, it's historic. I mean, we're running a lot of vintage gear that has the same motif some of the early radio stuff. So that, I thought it would fit. I subsequently got invited to a CW group. That's all they do. They had no AM presence whatsoever. And I said, nah, I don't think it's a fit. Not only do I not do much CW, but most of your guys on CW probably aren't interested in AM. And I think they were just looking for a booking. I had to politely decline. But, yeah, you've got a lot of overlap, including the AM rally, which, depending on when you do it, might be a great promotional opportunity as well. That we didn't see for the heavy metal rally this past weekend, huh?
No, I'm sorry, I missed that. What was about the heavy metal rally? It was this past weekend.
Yeah, but it didn't get promoted.
Oh. Why?
Well, at the risk of being somewhat politically indelicate, Ray doesn't like to cross-pollinate from the magazine. So when Bill first invented the heavy metal rally 30 years ago, it was Bill sponsored by Electric Radio. And, of course, we all promoted it by word of mouth and on the one premier AM website that existed at the time. Ray's a lot more closed about it, inside the boundary. So the only place you read about the details was in the magazine. And he became very proprietary about it, and as a result, only his readership knew about it.
Ouch. That is unfortunate. Well, for Pete's sakes, what was I going to say? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, anyway. But I heard you when you were talking about the CW presentation. What's that? So, Paul, you don't dabble in, what is the term? Quote, incomplete modes?
Yeah. Is that a subtle tweak or what?
No, I just remember reading that somewhere and gave myself incontinence.
Lick diddly 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 lick.
Hey, Timmy.
How are you doing?
All right.
Oh, geez, I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah, I've been trying to get on down low with Kevin and Jamie. I hear you on down there. Then as soon as I get everything warmed up, y'all hit the door.
Yeah, well, you know. Lately, you kick two. Stand by.
This space for rent.
Anyway, Clark, good luck with the presentation.
Thanks. Yeah, good drive us down a bit, but. Yeah, I'm sure you're all aware that Carrier is being dumped on 85.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, what?
Hey, it's Kevin. I was listening to your QSO last night with Clark and Brett, and I almost pistol-leaned my pants.
Ha! Yes, you two can build a Slimatron. Yeah, question is, have you guys heard that idiot dumping a Carrier that's now drifted up to 3885.8?
There's always somebody dumping a Carrier.
Well, this is on since this morning. It's been on all day. The guys down south don't seem to hear it. They operate obliviously to it. So, Clark, here's where you can polish up your chops with the Kiwi system and see if you can figure out where that's coming from. I think it's in the New England area because it causes bad quorum. But when you start getting down south, the guys down south here.
Well, who couldn't see that challenge coming? Well, I mean, if the guys down south don't really hear it, but we hear it, then it probably is coming from down south.
Oh, good. No, they don't hear it, any of them. And it's not, the band wasn't long. I mean, Charlie XZW was in there, and
can't think of his name.
Oh, these brain farts are terrible, I tell you.
But anyway, New England stations hear it. Everybody in the Northeast hears it. But the further south you go, the weaker it is. Yet everybody can hear everybody else. Terry MMR hears. You know, the damn thing is annoying.
Is it on now?
Yes, it is.
Well, I guess that's my cue to say 7-3, everybody. I've got my walking papers. I'll go carry out your nefarious bidding. Have a great evening. Catch you next time. N1B, CG.
Yep. I think it's just sitting there. You may hear somebody keying up occasionally, but it's just there.
Just wind up Clark and point him in the right direction, and he'll get this one squared away.
What is it on? 85? 85.8. I don't know. You know, it seems like there's always somebody that decides they want to throw trash on the frequency, or maybe it's somebody that keeled over and fell on his transmit switch, but it's too piss weak. You can hear it during the day. You know, it's strong enough up here, you know, so it couldn't be coming south. In the middle of the day, it's there. It's piss weak.
I can hear it now. It's about 10 over, not real strong.
WA3VJB.
It's WA1H yellow.
K2STP is very low to me here on Long Island. I would guess it's up north.
Well, who knows? Well, it couldn't be up north if it were that strong down in Pennsylvania.
Somebody would have
just annoying as hell.
Where it's coming from.
Huh?
It's weaker than all you guys, but I can hear it in Ohio.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, so it is propagating, but when morning comes and things shorten up, it's still there, but the guys down south don't hear it. So I'm thinking it's somewhere in central New York or someplace. Cretan.
What do you got going on there with your intermittent?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Me with my microphonium?
Yeah, it's like you're shaking it or something and it drops out.
Yeah, well, I'm on the Blue Lagoon. The only microphonium I have on it is the D10-4 with a chicken choker, but I got to have a good grip on it, and so my hand gets tired and I let it go. I got to take the time to plumb in the line of the audio. The thing is this transmitter's got a VXO circuit in it, and last night, or this morning, I was able to zero beat that carrier. But it's slowly drifting, and the range of the VXO is limited. And, you know, with the VXO tuning all the way open, I could scooch the 85 Crapsville up to 3885.7, but that's it. But now there's, you know, it's pointless now.
Well, if it's still on tomorrow night, it'll screw with the Collins net.
Yeah, it probably will.
Hey, Tim, you know that chrome thing on the bottom of the D104?
Yeah, I don't have a chrome thing. This is a Golden Eagle.
Well, here's what you do then. You get a big roll of electrical tape and you close the contact and then you wrap it around 4 times. And then by the time you're done with one of your transmissions, the tape will have aged and cracked and will release, and you'll have hands-free operation.
Well, all I gotta do is slide up the chicken choker and put the microphonium on the table, and I can buzzer it away till my heart's content.
That was a classic.
I'm going to go up there and have a listen again. I'm just listening with the HRO. I'm going to turn on the flex and see if I can identify the carrier, because I think there's people talking up there, so I might be hearing the actual AM carrier.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it.
KC2CKO. I have a question for you.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, W1HLR, KC2CKO.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Hey, I finally got that 4CX400 tube, and it was old stock, and I let the filaments run on the thing for like 2 weeks, and I finally fired up the amplifier, and it worked great. I got about, maximum about 450 watts out of it with 3 watts of drive, and it lasted for about a minute.
And then what happened?
Let me see now. The plate voltage, when I keyed up, would drop down to about 50 volts from 2000, and the screen voltage would drop down from about 350 to about 50 volts, and the plate current would go ballistic.
You losing bias or something?
No, I think the tube was gassy. So the guy is sending me another one. But what is there a way you can run the tube to get it, to degas the thing? I mean, I tried it, but I guess that was just who knows what happened.
The only thing you can do with it is to drill a hole in the plate cap, put a piece of copper pipe in it, knock the base off of the thing off, and use it as a giant burrow to put weed in.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but the guy's sending me another one, so what precautions can I do on that thing? Should I do the same thing, run the filaments for a while on it, for a long time, or what?
Now, my philosophy is throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. Turn it on, run it at full filament voltage for a half hour, put voltage on it, and see if it hangs. If it craps, it craps, it means it's shit.
Okay, so I'll try that with the next one here, and just hope I get a good one. So, well, I figured something like that would happen.
4CX400. What is that? That's obviously not an iMac tube.
No, it's one of those Russian GS-36Bs.
Well, I kind of look sideways at Russian tubes. There's good ones and there's bad ones.
Yeah, that's what I figure. A real crapshoot. So. But how have you been doing? How's the temperatures up there? We had I think our low temperature today was 3 degrees.
Yeah, slightly warmer, about 5, and that's what it is right now. It's cold. I haven't really stepped outside.
Same here. I went out for a brief time, but I got nothing started. But staying in the basement and just feeding wood into the wood stove.
Well, that's about all one can do. just putzing and futzing in here today.
Yeah. So, on the bright side, it's only like 69 days till spring.
Well, hopefully we don't get any huge dumpings of I'm going to try switching to the array. It might work better. Now, is this any better?
Yes. Considerably.
Okay, I guess it's a low-angle kind of night.
Yeah, definitely a good day to be inside playing radio here. Oh, my goodness. Not too much else to do here, man. Just... Actually, there is stuff. The wife and I are heading to Florida for 2 weeks this Friday, so we're going to go down there and spend some time with her sister and brother-in-law, hit the heated pool and the hot tub, and maybe do some therapy on my knee and do some long walks and stuff. We'll see how things work out. But I'm visited the doctor yesterday, and he said another 6 weeks. Another 6 weeks, come back and see how I'm doing. So I'm still collecting workman's comp. Life is good.
Well, how long do you think you're going to go on working, assuming that you're restored to operation?
I don't know. We'll see. This whole thing, like not working was absolutely fantastic, man. We spent a lot of time at camp, we played a lot of radio, and
WA3PJP.
I like the money, though. That's the only thing I can say is I like the money. But I just after this next stint there, I might pull the plug. Either that or do my own little consulting business. So I got a couple of. In March, I checked some carny rides. I think, like $500 a day, checking some carny rides took me about an hour. So I got a couple of those to do, and a couple other little clients close by. That just might keep me into some fun money,
Well, fun money is good. Hey, I did hear Paul in there. I want to catch up with Paul briefly. I'll stick in here a little bit. I have a terror victim show I might watch with my wife. So how you doing, Paul? It's been quite a while. Hopefully my signal came up a bit. WA3VJB. This is WA1HLR on the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, it sounds good. I was glad to hear that you were bringing the Blue Magoo back online. And it's doing a good job of acquitting itself here this evening. Yeah, I was in the house feeding our wood stove, too. Although it's not the bone-chilling cold that you guys got. It's pretty cold for our area. And since we live in the woods, it's a lot easier to load the wood than it is to fill the heating oil tank. There's a cost-benefit ratio. Doing a little work at home, which lets me get on in the mornings. That's why I thought I could encounter you down there on 3705. But in other cases, it seems like you guys get to work, and that's that on that. Plus, you make fun of me for using the SDR internet receiver nodes.
Yep, another man with broken receiver legs that has to use a crutch to walk my signal in.
Well, you got to admit, when the sun starts getting high in the sky, it's tough to hear some of those guys. You have a collection of hangers-on down there that aren't running the kind of power that Kevin and Jamie and yourself are running. I'm not going to hear them here.
Yeah, I know. Just busting BAs a bit. No, I think the crutches are, it's a great boon to allowing people to hear each other. Well, this is about a quarter kilowatt hour. Single port 6156 is actually what it is. And a pair of, I don't know if they're Russian or Chinese crap 811s, which will probably have to be replaced. I just stuck them in the socket when I was revitalizing this transmitter. Yeah, I've had it for about 3 years now, and I did a certain amount of refurb, and I wanted to preserve what it is. So it does have the VXO in it, which is extremely handy. So, depending on your work schedule, a good place to meet up would be 40 meters, probably a little later on in the morning if you're game.
Oh, yeah, I do get on up there, too. The band comes in around 8 o'clock here, 8:30, 8:45. After the guys, I think Dave, KA2J, and a couple of others are on 3720. So if I've got this all tweaked up and tuned up down there, I'll go up and join them for a while on 3720. And then if that's, gone, I'll go on up to 40 and make some noise up there. That band's been pretty good mid-morning through about 11 o'clock. I talked to Nick, OWC, I think it's OWC, ZWC, up near Toronto. And it's pretty funny because we wind up talking with a couple of the guys in the UK. He's got his 15-meter station up and running. I don't. I still got to do some proving of that. And some of the guys I talked with on their Facebook page, Nick talks with on 15. And it's a circuitous route, but we get to say hello to one another anyway. You remember the homebrew rig? That's the one that Kevin, WB4AIO, helped me finish building back over a Christmas break from college, 1977. A pair of 810s into a pair of 7527As. Swinging link HDVL, plug-in coils. The thing is still set on 10 meters from cycle 23. So in a dozen years, I've noticed some of the electrolytics have gotten kind of bulbous and questionable. So I'm going to go through there and replace those before I light it up again. But it also has 15. It's 80 through 10. And it has been on 15, so I know it works there. And that's going to be the high-powered rig.
Yeah, well, the fact of the matter is don't know what cycle 25 is going to do, and the last on cycle 24, it kind of started out, 10 meters opened up, and there were the usual players that started showing up, and then after a week or two, the band folded up like a cheap suitcase, and I had I still do, a 7142, a 43 Crapstel. That gives me 14,286. In a way, I don't know why the AMers settled in on that frequency. It's like being on a street corner somewhere in New York City, Whereas going up at the top of 20 meters makes a lot more sense. And I haven't been on 20 in quite a while. I know the conditions are good. But I started putzing around on the third harmonic of that 7143, which is probably 21,429, called 430. So I started getting on there, and other people had the same idea, and before you know it, that became an AM equivalent of, shall we say, 3885, whatever. So, 15, 21,420 is another area. And I got on a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was 3 weeks ago, things opened up, and I started reconnecting with all the guys in the UK that I would talk to on AM back in the last cycle, and everybody is pumped, so that's the story. So you owe it to your fans to put that thing up on the 15. I don't see why you couldn't get it up there, and that would be killer.
Yeah, that's the idea, because it sure poked a hole in 10 meters. It's a fairly robust transmitter. It was too bad the guy, well, maybe it's not too bad, because I inherited it. You remember the story of the thing when I was living in the high-rise in Laurel. when you came down with the Pinto Valdez, there used to be a ham radio store across the street from the high-rise. And they had a little index card board where you'd put up stuff you wanted to sell. And this guy, actually a couple of this guy's friends were settling his estate. And it said, unfinished AM rig, good for parts, power supply, final tank. And it's like, no, not for parts. So I went all the way down toward National Airport, south of D.C., and introduced myself and said, I'll take it. And they gave it to me. And then it was a matter of figuring out how to finish it. That's where Kevin came in. So it has a story that lives happily ever after, really, and kind of neat to... that was my big rig. The upgrade from the 32V2 that you remembered me on. Many, many hours on this thing. And, of course, the tubes came from WLMD, from a supportive chief engineer who changed them out on a somewhat quicker cycle. The 7527A was the one that the CCA 1000, the AM 1000D came with. Quicker heating filaments was part of the sales brochure. So he'd trade them out quick, and they didn't have any coffee in them or anything. And I got about 6 or 8 of them around here to stock me the rest of my radio days. WA3VJB.
WA1HLR, Henry Yallar. Yeah, 7527 is basically a 4-400, but I don't know about quicker heating filament, but for the all-glass construction, I guess they were used a lot more in VHF applications, but basically the same tube. The 6156 is the Amperex equivalent of the 4-250, and that's what I'm using in this thing.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it does not have the metal collar on the bottom, which would have been kind of screwy if I were running chimneys, but I'm not. The entire RF tank is pressurized with a squirrel cage fan on the back, so it forces up and through the sockets as a pressurized cavity. Yeah, with the 4250s, of course, I had those in the T368. I've got a couple of spares of those if you ever need them, too. But most people have converted up to the 4400s because it's the same filament anyway.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. 4-250, if a pair of them will easily run a kilowatt DC input, just as well as a pair of 4-400s, but just because of the larger, higher plate dissipation, people seem to think it's better and will last longer. No, not really. There's one thing about internal anode tubes like that is the plate is what getters the tube. You have to get the plate hot and getting red in the face. So 4-250s normally get a little red in the face at 500 watts in or a kilowatt in, so in that regard, the tubes are constantly degassing themselves. But if you operate the tube with a black plate, there is a possibility that down the road the tube may gas up, but who knows?
Oh, that's interesting. I'd never heard that. Well, I've still got the original 4250s that came with the rig. And the nearest construction article I've been able to find is 1953. The West Coast Handbook has something very, very similar to this. And the iMac tubes have the old iMac script writing, not the block in red, but actually etched into the glass. So maybe you ought to pull them out and light them up.
Yep, those are true old buzzard 4-250s. I had one just like it, lost it in the fire.
Nerd. Boy, that's been a few years. I'll never forget getting those pictures from the Scouttown Bugle or whatever the newspaper was.
The Somerset repeater.
Yeah, what year was that?
92, May of 92.
Wow, so 30 years ago. Wow.
I know. Doesn't seem possible. I haven't gotten back to the same old used to be either. I got the Blockbuster, but that thing has not been put on the air in a long time, so the highest power transmitter I got that I can easily put on is the Junction 600.
Well, what I think's cool now that you didn't have before is that Verizon hut. I mean, if you have a brush fire or anything like that, that's a survivable building.
Yep, the bunker, very survivable. Well, then again, I've been having a tree service guy in the next town come up here, and a number of trees are being dropped and cut up and all that, and things are being cleared out. My wife is